With the first round of the NFL draft officially in the books, we got to get into my best pick of the first round and my steal of the first round. And this is going to be my best pick. And you have to know what I mean by best pick. I'm not saying in this case that this is the best player that you got in the whole draft. I'm not saying that this guy for the Giants, because obviously you saw the thumbnail. You know I'm talking about Kadarius Toney. But as a whole, the moves that the Giants were able to make and the player that they got for what the draft gave them and what they were able to do with initially starting out with what was the 11th pick, traded it to my Chicago Bears. Thank you for that pick. We got Justin Fields. We got a brand new shiny quarterback. You can go watch my reaction video. It is amazing. I was absolutely in shock and just overjoyed that we made the trade and that we got Justin Fields. So Giants fans, I'd really appreciate it. Like the video down below, comment anything, subscribe, really appreciate it. And let's get into this video on why this Kadarius Toney pick was, in my opinion, the best pick as a whole in the whole draft. Starting off, I mentioned it before, Giants start out at the 11th spot in this NFL draft. They're looking at grabbing a wide receiver. It looks like with Devontae Smith's stock dropping quite a bit that you're going to have Devontae Smith right there at 11 for the taking. Now with the Eagles and the Cowboys, two in-division rivals, deciding to trade with each other, which was crazy. I never thought we'd see the day where the Eagles and Cowboys make a trade with each other to benefit each other, but it happened. It happened. So Eagles trade up above the Giants. Cowboys trade back to 12 with the Eagles. And then the Eagles go up and grab Devontae Smith at number 10, which I think was a pretty good trade. Again, they keep the Giants away from getting Devontae Smith like they wanted, one of the better wide receivers in this draft class, if not the best wide receiver. People just doubt him because of his size, which is absolutely ludicrous if you ask me. But then the Giants at 11, instead of settling and going for, let's say, an offensive lineman, you could have gone like Rashawn Slater, you could have gone Christian Darrisaw, you could have gone a guy like that. The Giants decide to do business with the team that they knew was desperate for a new shiny quarterback when you have two quarterbacks falling back in this draft, in Justin Fields and in Mac Jones. So the Giants hit up the Bears, and sure enough, the Bears are willing to make a trade because we needed a new QB, and we are more than happy that we have Justin Fields on our team this year. And not only do the Giants trade back, but the Giants also add an extra first-round pick for next season. Number one, that's one of the main reasons why this is the best pick in the draft. Not only did they get a good player, which we're going to get into breaking down Kadarius Toney more in a second, but you get a second first-round pick next year alone. Like, that alone is a really, really good steal, and you're still able to stay in the first round of this draft. So the Bears next season, look, they could do really, really well. The NFC North looks like it's opening up a bit because Aaron Rodgers is moving on. The Bears could be one of the better teams in the division, make it to the playoffs, and it might just be a early, late 20s pick that the Giants get. But a first rounder in the NFL is still a first rounder. You're still going to get some top talent. But let's say the Bears don't do well and the Giants find themselves with a 15 under pick, maybe a top 10 pick, something like that, if worst comes to worst. And suddenly the Giants are in business, because depending on how the Giants do this year, personally, I don't think the Giants are going to be all that good this year. I have my way too early 2022 mock draft in there, and I have the Giants taking JT Daniels next year. Go check that video out. I'll put a little notification up there. Definitely go check that out. But alone, you get 2 first-round picks next season, which can solve a lot. If you want a new quarterback and you want to build on your offensive line, you can do that. If Saquon, let's say he's having liability issues and he's hurt, and you want a new running back, but you also need someone on the defense, you could take both of those guys in the first round. Lots of good running backs next year. Lots of good defensive linemen next year. You look at like Kayvon Thibodeau. You look at DeMarvin Leal. There's tons of great players in next year's draft. So first off, straight off the bat, Giants win there by getting an extra first round pick for next season while staying in this year's first round. Now let's go into Kadarius Toney, because I'm a big SEC guy. You see, I got actually 3 SEC jerseys behind me. I'm a big South Carolina fan. I also like Joe Burrow. That's why I have his jersey off to, this is my left, probably your right. So I'm a big SEC guy. I watch SEC football a lot. And since the Gamecocks are in the same division as Kadarius Toney and Florida, I've seen a lot of Kadarius Toney, especially this past season in Florida. I watch a lot of SEC football games, and I've seen Florida a lot. Kadarius Toney isn't the guy on Florida that really got your attention throughout the season because they did have Kyle Pitts, but Kadarius Toney put up a season of his own still, even though that he had Kyle Pitts on that receiving core with him. Kadarius Toney still had an amazing season. Let's take a look at his stats. Receiving, he had 70 receptions. He had 10 touchdowns last season, and then he also had one in the punt game. That's another thing that you add on. Not only as a wide receiver is Kadarius Toney going to be a good player for the New York Giants, but you can also put him into the punt return game. I'm pretty sure his one punt return was against Tennessee. I remember watching that game. Or it was against Kentucky. It was against Kentucky. The kid's quick. He's got good speed. I wouldn't say he's the fastest guy in the league, but his quickness and just his lateral quickness and everything like that is what really makes him a special player, just because it's hard to tackle a guy who's so quick. It's hard to guess which direction he's going to be going in every single play of this game. He's going to be your main slot guy. He's a big slot receiver, and you look at the tendencies of the NFL and the successful offenses of the NFL over the last couple seasons, and you will see a lot of attacking the seam, attacking the middle of the field, which is what Kadarius Toney is really, really good at. Getting him in the slot, just running a little drag route with him, get him the ball, open in space, and good things are going to happen. I bring myself back to one play against the Gamecocks where Kadarius Toney gets the ball. I think it's just a little drag route. The Gamecocks literally have 5 DBs within, it would have had to been within 6 or 7 feet of Kadarius Toney. Like, they were that close. Kadarius Toney runs right through them, like literally right through them. Go search it up. Gamecocks versus Florida highlights, and you will see Kadarius Toney make a play that made our secondary look like crap, but he's a special player. He's a really special player. He can catch the ball. He's got really great ball skills, and when you got Kelly Galladay already on this team for the New York Giants next season, he's going to be your wideout guy. He's going to be more of the guy that you throw to on third downs. He's going to be more that reliable pass catcher. You still need a guy who's going to be good on his feet. You look at a guy like Kadarius Toney is going to be the Jalen Waddle for the Miami Dolphins this season. Again, that slot guy that you just get him open in space and only good things can happen. And with the Giants in a division that is pretty much wide open, I have the Cowboys as my favorites this season. I hate to say it, Giants fans, but I don't like the Cowboys either, but I do have them as my favorite this year. But the division's pretty much wide open. And when you get receivers, you got to help out Daniel Jones still. Offense, always in this day and age of football is going to be key to be able to win the division. You've got to score a lot of points, and adding offensive weapons to your offense is absolutely key. So Kadarius Toney going to the New York Giants, especially when the Eagles grab Devontae Smith. You don't want to be the only team without a good receiving core. I mean, the football team's receiving core isn't the strongest right now. They still got some good guys in McLaurin out there, but you need someone to really be that superstar guy, and I feel like Kadarius Toney can be that guy for sure, and you get whoever you want next year in the draft that falls to you. So overall, best pick overall of the draft for the New York Giants. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. If you are a Giants fan, I'd really appreciate it if you like down below. Subscribe, comment anything. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this pick, because I'm sure you're happy about trading back because there was no necessary guy that you had to take at number 11, and you just got another draft pick next year. But I think Kadarius Toney adding on to that, really, really well done by the Giants front office to be able to put this together and have a very, very successful first round of the draft. So thank you for watching this video, guys, and definitely come back next time.